with people in a woods. Be me. Night, in the mountains. Trail runs parallel to road. Some people hanging out along the trail. I make howling noises to spook them. One of them comes to investigate. So I start walking down the road away from them. Seems he is gaining on me. I hurry up to get away from him. Never got caught. Your turn to post stories of fucking with people or being fucked with by people in a woods, or in a desert or in a mountains or in a other wilderness.
Tries to scare people. They come looking for you. Runs away. LMAO. You were the one being fucked with, softcock.
Be me. Playing harmonica in the forest. Some normies walking along the trail off in the distance but can't see me cause too many trees. Stop playing. Hear a faint hello coming through the trees. Call back hello. The voice asks me where I am. I say that I am here. The voice says oh okay. I say have a good walk with a bit of a dismissive tone, hoping they will keep walking and go away. The voice says thank you, and then I don't hear anything else. My entire was ruined. Head home in disgust.
Innawoods camping on BLM land. Brought rifle to hunt some feral hog in the area. See group of people walking around with speaker poles and making noise. Ask them what they're doing. Tell me they're making noise to run off all the wild animals so they can't be hunted. Kind of slow nod and walk away. Spend rest of day trailing them and finding where they're camping. Found out they left all their shit lying around the campsite. Also left their vehicle unlocked. Spray hog lure all over the place to attract a herd. Spray hog lure in vehicle, vents, under floorboards, in the cabin air filter. Open hood and unscrew their battery posts, pull random fuses. Leave the area. Next day hear their camp got invaded by a big herd, and one almost got hurt. Watch them yell at each other from a bush while one calls for a tow truck. Spend the rest of the day hunting hog.
Good one. I just meow sometimes when people passed me, and them stare into the woods. So many people tried to find that fucking kitten, offered help to find that kitten, or look at me with a "did you just abandon a kitten in the forest you monster" view.
Be me, 15 if I had to guess. At some park in the up. With my mom and stepdad. Stepdad hates walking in the woods, would rather be drinking or on his sled, or both. See a group of people with a lot of video equipment. Bigfoot hunters. Stepdad has the attention span of a 5-year-old, starts throwing rocks at trees.
What was that?
He keeps doing it periodically. Hear for the next hour about how the super small trail, in broad daylight, with like a million people walking their dogs, has a lot of Bigfoot activity.
This wasn't intentional. Inner river bottom trail running. Go at night because less people. See headlamp miles away. Realize our paths will cross. Move into the trees on the side of the trail as light approaches. Mountain biker. He doesn't see me because I don't use a headlamp, it makes me feel cool. Decide to say hi so I don't spook him. Say hi and the guy yelps like a kicked puppy and falls off his bike. Awkwardly ask if he's okay and then run off. From his perspective he was going on a nice night bike ride, when a 6 feet 3 inches dude wearing all black standing in the trees suddenly appears, says hi, and then runs off into the darkness.
Be me. On a night hike with some friends in the mountains. See some random homeless looking man staring at us from the bushes. He starts making yipping sounds, like a child imitating a dog. Walk towards him. He giggles a lot and runs away.
I was once on the receiving end of innawoods trolling. Night hike with 2 friends in the woods. All of us tripping balls on acid. A couple walks behind us and makes a noise, stepped on a branch or something. All of us visibly recoil out of fear of this mystery noise in the dark. They notice this and start fucking with us, loudly screaming boo and making weird noises. We are scared shitless and run off into the woods. Can hear them loudly laughing their asses off. We hide in the trees like wild animals. Average LSD experience 10/10.
When I was in the Marines, we did some training out at 29 Palms. During the day we were moving supplies and some guy I had never seen before comes up to me.
Hey, Sart Anon, Yucca Man is coming around tonight.
Yucca Man?
Oh, you don't know?
No, I was stationed in Japan before this, first time here. He tells me about a ghillie suit the scout snipers put together made of yucca spines. Basically my role in it was to tell the spooky story about Yucca Man to the E3 and below as it got dark. Then after everyone goes to sleep, Yucca Man comes and scares the shit out of them. It's some kind of scout sniper tradition and it led to some laughs that night.
We do a little trolling.
I've told this story before on /out/. Be me. 18th century French voyagers. Teen acting is my hobby. Floating the Wisconsin River from Wausau to Stevens Point. Last day of the trek. Unusual crisp in the morning. Heavy fog. I decide to get up early to pack up at my outing and have a hearty breakfast in town. Slowly paddle down river. See some Boy Scouts camped on the side of a bank. Slowly paddle as to not make a sound. I can barely see the camp through the fog. Reach outing and change back into 21st century modern clothing. Stop at a diner and get a scrambler with sausage gravy. Fuck yeah. Bunch of Boy Scouts enter. Like 12 of them with 2 scout leaders. All of them are talking about the ghost fur trader they saw on the river. I inquire about this mysterious ghost fur trader. MFW, they described my reenacting garb to the T. MFW realize I'm the ghost fur trader. And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling kids. I decide to humor these scouts and tell them they saw old Frenchie, a fur trader from the 1700s. Spin a story on the fly about how Frenchie disappeared on the river, his canoe, and all of his supplies drifted all the way to the trading post. Never any trace of old Frenchie ever found. Pay bill and leave scouts with new ghost story to tell other scouts.
Based.
Ha 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 ha, nice. Best post in thread.
Friends are LARPers and camp at White Lake in New Hampshire. Friends have invited me because I bushcraft for real and I was nearby. It's late at night and everyone is drunk. I'm bored. Someone suggests skinny dipping. Swim around for a little bit, get bored, get out, and drink some more. Friends are still in water. I go to my truck and get ghillie suit. Take headlamp, turn it on, and leave on stump near fire pointed in the general direction of water. Put ghillie suit on. Low crawl to near the water's edge. Can hear normie friends whispering thinking it's the Forest Service park ranger giving me a hard time. They notice how quiet it is. Normie friends think I got arrested and are whispering a plan to get out of ranger truck I'm not even in. I low crawl to within reaching distance with my arm. I stand up, yell, and scare the shit out of normie friends.
Uncle owns 300 acres of forest. Has problems with trespassers. They've smashed trail cams, trashed his trailer and left behind garbage. Decide to help dear uncle because it's beautiful land. Arrive early in the week with ATV and my AK-47. Teens' habit is to come on either Friday or Saturday night. Camp out on the edge, then don ghillie suit for night patrols. Friday night, see vehicles pull into main road. Don my ghillie suit. I am Ghillie Man. Spend all of dusk observing as more people arrive. Roughly 2 to 3 dozen total. At dark, after they have their bonfire lit, I begin the first salvo in the form of chucking rocks and sticks at the group. Like I'm some sort of Neanderthal fighting off a rival tribe. Pelt them with bullshit, circle the perimeter of the bonfire, then launch more rocks and sticks from a different location before moving again. Group is all kinds of pissed off. Good. They start sending in 3 to 4 at a time to hunt me. I am Ghillie man, I lay still, I barley breath. Continue this routine for a bit of me causing a distraction, them investigating it, then finding nothing. Things quiet down as people start to leave. Then some of the chads of the group brought out shotguns. Oh fuck. They fire in random directions. And by random I mean every direction. Hunker down behind logs. Okay, I may fucked up and poked the hornet's nest a little too hard. Solid snake my ass away. Ghillie man may be a coward, but he is no fool. Return to camp. Fucking pissed off. Okay, I guess we're taking the kids' gloves off now. Hop on ATV. Lock and load AK. Rip the fucker while pointing the AK in the air, firing like a madman while screaming like a lunatic. Kids fuck off screaming or mad scramble to their vehicles as I approach. Party assholes have vacated. They left behind a keg. Still damn near full. Put AK back in camp, then sit by the bonfire and have a red solo of cheap beer. MFW still in ghillie suit when cops arrive to bust the party.
Watch Bigfoot shows on History Channel. Decide to Google one of the Squatch hunter groups. Find out they're legit. Also find out they're going to be filming next state over. Decide to be a dick and drive out to around where they're filming. Hike in, pitch a tent, and spend the day making fake Bigfoot nests, scrape marks, etc. Later that night use a megaphone and do a few loud calls. Leave the next day. Few months later, see on History Channel the same group going on about how they may have evidence of Bigfoot. MFW, it was all the shit I did, even to megaphone call.
Be me. Hiking in deep snow in local state forest. Some idiot wants to play games and tracks me, and when I turn around he just stares at me. I tire of his outdoor trolling bullshit and call the park office. Encon officer who hates people but knows me shows up to wait and lot for this retard. Troll ends up with his plates being run and questioned for 45 minutes and then banned from ever coming again. Keck yes, please play games in the woods, bundle of sticks.
Tracking. Local man walks behind other man, chaos ensues.
I'll share a personal story and one from my uncle. Be me, was 14. Having a blast hiking around a lake, sneaking around people's cabin properties. Oh shit, I got a shit. Best place to hide was a quarter mile away through shitty terrain. Engage afterburners.exe. Finally make it, but having serious shit contractions by now. My asshole hurts, I know a woman's pain. Find a good spot. Settle in and begin my business. Magical poo-poo under sunlit skies in the Rockies. Hear movement behind me. Vehicle was driving on dirt road in full view. I miscalculated my AO big time. TLDR, random strangers watched me take a fat shit as they drove past. Uncle's story. Be uncle, mid-80s. Backpacking trip in MT. Set up camp in God knows where at the foot of an incline in the mountains. Bullshitting, drinking, talking about glorious hairy 80s bush. Around midnight hear creature moving above them, obviously sneaking. No guns, but fuck bears, am I right? Start shouting, throwing rocks. Movement stops. Caveman rock throwing stops. Sound of something flying through the air. Rock the size of a basketball lands right on top of their fire. Fuck this, I'm out. Uncle and co put out fire and make their way as far as possible by torchlight. Might have been a Squatch story.
Be pencil pusher. Cope by going innawoods once a year around Thanksgiving. Make no secret of this at the office, everyone knows. My trip is just a multi-day long hike where I go to a campsite, do camp things, then set out for another predetermined one. Essentially, for the few months prior in my free time, I visit individual sites, build a small lean to rebuild an old one, hide supplies in the area, mark it on a map, and leave. On trip 2 years ago, I'm on the way to my third lean-to. It's getting dark already since I woke up too late. Hear chattering and clattering around the location of my campsite. Shit. Approach as quietly as I can. Voices are starting to sound familiar. Realize it's 4 of my coworkers that found my stash and decided to stay there. This particular campsite is about a mile away from a road that people use to get into the woods to go camping, so it's not completely impossible that they are there, but still fucking weird. I approach quietly so I can listen to gossip without them knowing. For a while it's just chatter about the new hire trying to fuck her way to the top. Eventually they start talking about me.
Anon acts like going camping is so cool and shit, but we could talk like this anywhere and without the mosquito bites.
Chime in, I personally enjoy the solidarity I get. Female coworker screams, 2 guys my age say holy shit, older coworker laughs his ass off and says,
Speak of the devil and he shall appear.
Come out of the woods. Brief greetings follow. One of the guys, who I don't get along with, says,
Do you really need a gun in the woods?
Ask him why he wouldn't need a gun when bears and panthers exist. Add, I'm just carrying a Mosin so I don't scare people as much. Retard says,
That not a Mosin, that's a bolt action. I know my guns.
Old guy and I facepalm. Keep them company until the morning when they leave and I continue on my trip. I have become the woodland spirit of the office. Old guy calls me warden now. Good times.
Well, this is more K than out related, but it was fun. Army platoon went training in North Cascades National Park. Set up camp in the civilian campground and set up antennas and camo nets looking like some crazy militia. Did recon missions during the night. When the sun came up we called index and returned to camp. Some random tourist with their kids were walking on a trail and suddenly 6 dudes with army uniform, face paint and M4S popped out of a bush 10 feet away from them. Doing more exercises in the daytime and people either ran away from us or were super nervous. When we were in civvies someone asked us who we were and I responded that we were border patrol looking for Canadians. Guess people don't recognize army patches or BFAs.
Was camping with a couple, late night hear footsteps approaching. They sound heavy and getting close, pop up in tent and look around with flashlight but see nothing. Footsteps get even closer after a minute or 2. Again pop up and look around, see friends doing the same. Still nothing, after another minute or so they get even closer. Sounds like they are right on the other side of my tent. Get out of tent and look around, fucking nothing, no sign of anything either. Never figured out what it was. Friends think it was someone fucking with us, but no way someone could have hidden themselves that fast. What do y'all reckon it was?
It was me.